Well, aloha, everyone, and welcome. My name is Bev Parker, and I'm an AARP Hawaii volunteer. Tonight's fast, healthy, and Ono cooking demonstration will focus on butchery. We're getting pretty close to Easter, so we were thinking, what's a great holiday favorite that we can focus on? Beef ribs. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. You may have noticed on our first screen there that I'm showing right now that we have extended the time of this class. Chef has so much to show us, and we certainly don't want to miss out on anything. I also want to mention our sponsors, Uala Tea Leaf Cafe at Windward Community College, Kaunoa Seniors Services over on Maui, and AARP Hawaii. They all want to say thank you so much for joining us today. They're our sponsors. So AARP is a membership organization for people 50 and older, but what we do for everyone. We hope this series can help you to learn some techniques and to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Right now, everyone is on mute, and we'll just be using the chat today exclusively for technology issues. So if you have any problems with your Zooms or any tech type issues, that's when we would ask you to please write in or type in your questions in the chat function, and our AARP staff will do their best to help you with that. So that's strictly for technology issues. We won't be using the raised hand function today, and we'll be using the Q&A, but we're going to wait until Chef is about 15 minutes into his presentation before we start posing questions to him. So if you do have a question for Chef, please enter it into the Q&A. So all chef related questions in Q&A, and I'll be sure to pose those to the chef uh, after the 15 minutes, and hopefully we'll get to everybody's questions throughout the session. Also, you'll see an extra button, and that is the live transcript button. So you may see that we've got closed captioning, or some people call it subtitles, going on the screen right now. If you would rather not have that on your screen, no problem. Just click on that live transcript button. It'll give you a couple of choices, and you will click on hide subtitles. That's hide subtitles. You'll no longer see those subtitles on your screen. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful for those of you that want it. Well, I'm absolutely pleased to introduce and welcome back Chef Dale Thomas. He's been with us before, so you'll definitely recognize him. He was with the Halikoa for 30 years. Chef Dale is a master butcher and currently provides culinary instruction at the Windward Community College. Now, don't worry, Chef Dan's still around. He's helping out today, but he's behind the scenes. So, without further ado, I throw it over to you, Chef Dale.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hi, everybody. Good evening. So glad that all of you can be here tonight. We're going to have fun. Like always, that's all we're going to do is have a good time. Real simple. What's awesome is tonight you guys are going to learn a lot about the ribeye and the versatility of all the different cuts and all the different sections. So you also learn about marbling and all the fats that come with, and those are good fats. And then I'll talk about the other fats that you want to avoid. But tonight, thank you again for coming. Glad to be here. Let's have fun. So first off, we're going to talk about the Cryovac. Yeah, Cryovac is a name that is the type of packaging. It's the brand. But on cryovacking, which is what we've been talking about a lot, it's the type of cooking technique, all right, that uses the airtight vacuum seal packaging, all right? So on cryovacking, okay? So if that's explained all of that. And then what's great about tonight is I want you guys to see, okay, so on the Cryovac price, okay, the price is, for the Cryovac price is $10.18 a pound, all right now. But on the tray price, that's 1.25 inches cut steaks, that is another $1, okay, that's $11.18 a pound. But what's crazy is that they'll charge you another $1 if you buy the thin cut tray. And the thin cut, you'll get more steaks. So like on the 1.25 inch, you get like 3 to 4 steaks on that tray. But if you get the thin cut, which is between 6 and 8 ounce steaks, which we call the petite cut steak, and you'll see that tonight. Those you'll get about 6 to 7 pieces. So because they're cut and you get a little bit more, it's another $1. So from there, from 10, 18 a pound, all the way up to 12, 18 a pound. And again, if you're buying a case, like you're a business or something, then in that case, you'll have about 5 pieces pretty much on all the cases, and you'll buy per pound, and that'll be $1 less. That'll be about $9.18. So between $9.18 and $9.40, depending on the distributor. Yeah. So again, cryovac and cryovac prices is a lot cheaper. It'll save you money, and you'll see a lot of that tonight. Okay. All right, we'll put this on the side. So on our ribeye, okay, right here is the packaging, and we have our top cap, okay, what we call the exterior fat. All right. And with the exterior fat, we're going to get our deboning knife. All right. And again, the deboning knife, you have the tip, the heel, and the mid. We're going to use the tip. Just catch the top, run it across, open it up. All right. Bring it down. And again, we don't want to get all the blood and everything out. We just want to open it up. Collect it all. And just like that, neat. So we got the top and we got the bottom. Okay, so for the top, we want to take off the cap. Everybody say cap. Okay, this is the ribeye. Well, this is the ribeye exterior fat cap. Okay, so from there, we'll just peel the top. And again, use your deboning knife or a smaller knife if you have at home, a smaller French knife. Peel back. Okay. And then using your tip. So let's see it. Let's bring this around. Can everybody see that? Using your tip, you can open it up. Everybody see that? Okay. Once you open it up, you take off this cap. All right. Bring it back. Then with your symmetrical knife, this is a 16-inch. I refer all of you just starting out, get a 12-inch. A 12-inch Semeter, that's a smaller size. That'll work out perfect for what you're doing. But when you've been a professional doing this for years, you are able to use a bigger knife. So again, come down, use the tip end, bring it across. All we want to do is take off this exterior fat, and we'll bring it right down. Okay, so showing you all of that, that's fat. That's not the good fat. Okay, now, just to show you, bring it across, get your deboning on the side. So you have 2 sections. You have this ribeye cap in, and we're gonna use that last, and we're gonna start at this end. So when it's slaughtered in heifer or bull, how they grade, like if Federal was to grade it and then you want to see your meat graded, that means the company will pay for that. And when you do that, it's from the 12th and 13th rib will be sliced open. They'll see that rib. And from that rib, they can see the marbling and the intramuscular fat. From there, they can decide, is this standard or select? Or is it higher grade, which is choice? And then you got prime, okay? So tonight, what we got is a nice choice, which is close to prime, an excellent piece of meat, okay? High grade. So from here, we're gonna cut down our first cut, which is just a small, petite, peel off that end. All right, that's our petite right there. Then we're going 1.25 inches. Come down, and we'll show that here. So let's go here. This is the regular cut. This is the petite cut. And then let's go with the king cut. And that is about 2.5 to 3 inches. All right. And that's this right here. So if everybody can see this real close, you got part of the ribeye cap, and you can see all the intramuscular fat. The seam fat is very small, okay, which is excellent. It gets a lot bigger here, all right, and you'll see. So again, the exterior fat was peeled off. You got the beautiful intramuscular fat, and you got that nice ribeye cap, which is super tender. And that's from the king cut right there, all right. Now we're gonna get our roast, okay, patting it in, bring it across here. And just coming down. Okay, so from here, cut that off, a little bit of seam fat, exterior fat. So right here, you have that seam fat. Everybody can see that? You can see that? So that cooks off, and then you want to cut that out. You don't want to really eat that. A lot of people love that. There's a lot of flavor. It's juicy, flavorful, but again, it's real fatty. We want it real healthy. That would be popped right up, okay? It'll cook off. And again, the intramuscular fats are incredible. And then you got the part of the ribeye cap right here, okay? So again, the ribeye cap, the seam fat, that's right in here. And then you got that intramuscular cap from the ribeye roll, which is excellent. So again, we'll put it right here. That's the rib. We'll just leave it there for now. Now we'll bring it upside down, peel a little bit. And then from here, you can see from the bottom. There we go. We're gonna get what's called the ribeye roll. And we're peeling off the ribeye cap. Everybody say ribeye cap, okay? This is what all chefs love. A lot of people love this. It's in their restaurants. You can name them, they all have them, and they serve this. It's incredible. So with that, again, the ribeye cap, the marbling is incredible. You got the nice marbling that's going along the sides. And you see how all the grains are going this way? So if all the grains are going one way, your final cut, remember, is always against the grain. I'll mention that again. The final cut, when you're eating and finishing off, is against the grain. If you do stir fry, then same thing. Cut into the section that you want. So like probably in half here, and then because all the grains are going this way, I'll cut it here and then finish off against the grain. And then you can make your stir fries from the ribeye cap or the ribeye itself. Okay, it's an excellent product. Okay, so again, we'll bring it right here. That's the ribeye cap. Now going back. Now we have the ribeye roll. Everybody see that? This is what they call the ribeye roll. Now from here, you can make small steaks, or you can just bring it down. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna shave some off, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna make from this some French dip. Nice French dip sandwich. Or if you just wanted this, again, cook like a French dip, and you can eat this with your favorite starch, or even with some vegetables. But a lot of chefs will use this and break this down and make stir fries and whatever they want to do, okay? So again, we'll put this on the side. And again, we have our French dip, real thin. These are excellent, nice size pieces. If you can see the marbling, it's incredible. You got part of the ribeye cap. So again, we'll put that there. Okay, so put this down. Move this out. I'm gonna wash my hands. So for now, we're going to discuss and get our roast ready. Okay, so the ribeye roast ready. And that's what this piece is called right here, the ribeye roast. And it's ready for preparing. Okay, so we got our pan. Okay, so we'll move this on the side. We've got our pan here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get we're gonna peel our onion. So on your recipe, you have an onion. You want to peel it again. Just peel back, take off that knot, and you're just peeling right off. Okay. Again, peel back, and once we get this peeled up, so we have our onion, get our peels. A lot of you can use the peels, save them in a container. You can make mulch, throw it in the garden, and it'll be perfect mulch. You can add to your dead leaves and everything, if you were thinking about that. Okay, so we got our French knife. So again, a French knife, not too big. Again, we have our tip, our mid, and our heel. And for all of you, let's say rocker arm motion. And all it is just bringing it down. Rocker arm motion. Simple. Our chefs like to just chop it right up. But just to show you some rocker arm motion, keep your fingers in, and we're just gonna come straight down. You can slice them thin, or like the recipe calls, you want it like 2 to 3 inches, and you can spread it all out, which is fine, okay? So we'll do that, bring it across, cut it right in half, spread it all around. Okay, but you know our chefs, we bring our fingers in, all right? The tip, the mid, close, all the way down, make it thin if you want. And I'll give a lot of flavor to your jus. And everybody say jus. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make the jus from the drippings of the roast. Okay, so we have our onions there. If you wanted, you could add, and you can always improvise. Just add maybe 2 cloves of garlic. Just roll it in there, get some flavor. Garlic is healthy and it's fresh. It's already peeled. So again, here, let's flip it. Now, with our roast, you can see this is the bottom. So we'll get our seasoning. We love to use a walla leaf. And if you don't have it, please, you can pick it up, talk to Dan or anybody at AARP. You can pick up some of these excellent seasonings that Chef Dan has put together. And if you watch his shows, they're excellent. Please watch his shows. I want to give a plug. Chef Dan, his shows is excellent. You want to jump on those shows and learn a lot too. All right. So back to the seasoning. Cup your hand to the side and just drizzle. Yeah. Turn it around. Same thing, cup. And we're catching the ends. All right. So once we get the bottom done, and we're just applying right on top. And then you can use your hand so you can catch all the seasoning. Press it in. All right. Now with that, all right, from here we put it right inside. I want to stretch that. Right here we have some fresh herbs. You can use some thyme. I'll get some fresh sage. All we do is plucking. All right. Put that to the side. And with thyme, I'm all for, you can use the stems of the thyme. You'll be surprised, a lot of flavor is in those stems. Like if it was rosemary and you had rosemary is great, but better you pluck off the leaves off of the rosemary. The stems, there's a lot of flavor, but it can be, you know, a little dangerous if you swallow it. And if you can see how big this one is, it can get stuck in your throat or anything. So you want to get rid of that, throw it on the side.
Ready for
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. So
Chef, while you're preparing the
preparing the roast for the oven. So our oven's already preheated.
May I
Yes,
ask you a couple
sure.
of
Go ahead.
questions?
Sure.
Your oven preheated at?
It's already preheated the oven.
At what temperature?
Oh, at 425.
425. Okay. So Allison is asking, who sells select grade meat?
Who sells select grade
Yes.
meat? A number of stores do. The smaller ones, more like the mom and pops. But the bigger markets usually sell the choice or prime. The top markets use choice or prime. Again, like I was saying, Martin's, Morton's, in the mainland, Smith's, they're using choice and prime. Smaller mom and pop stores, they're using the select or standard, which is the lower grade. There's hardly any marbling, but the meats are probably still good, but you're not going to have that real tenderness that you want from the intramuscular fat. Okay.
Right. And are we supposed to rinse before our meats before preparation? Helen is wondering, she recalls her mother doing that. So should you rinse the meat before you prepare it?
No, like I said, came right out of crowd back. There's very little blood. And again, the blood comes out because of its wet aging.
Mhm.
So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. If you rinse it off, what happens is it'll get all gray, the meat. It'll lose flavor.
Mhm.
And again, you're cooking it. So you're cooking at such a high heat, you're burning out all the bacteria. You're burning off all that blood. And again, everybody say au jus. Au jus.
Au jus.
And that's what we're creating, au jus, which is the juices of the meat. That's what that means. The juices of the rib or steak or roast, whatever you're putting. And that's what we're going to create from this. Okay, so go ahead. I'll put it in the oven.
Was that water you added to the pot, to the pan?
Yes. That's what I
Not
added.
a broth of it.
No, you could add some broth if you wanted, like a beef broth, but we're going to create our own jus from that. So
Okay.
you're not going to need that.
And why do you, Estee's wondering why you cut against the grain?
You cut against the grain because on your final cut, you cut against the grain because it makes it more tender.
I see.
Okay, you're breaking the fibers of that meat, which is exactly what you want to do. Okay, so we got our rib in the oven, and because of time wise, I had to put in a rib earlier, so I'll bring that out shortly. And
Chef, what is the weight of that meat that you've got in the pan, the roast?
oh, that's an excellent question. So the weight on that roast, same as this roast, is 10 pounds. So at 10 pounds, okay? So you got to tell yourself when you're roasting a roast, you got to look at 11 to 14 minutes per pound. So we went with the lowest amount. So at 11, and you got 10 pounds, okay? That'll come out with an hour, 15 minutes of cooking time. With the hour, 15 minutes cooking time. But if you look at your recipe, 15 minutes of that time is at 450 degrees. Then you're gonna lower it down and slow roast it at 325. And if you went 350, that's fine too, depending if your oven's not as strong as the ones we have. And then just look at an hour and 35 minutes. So we went to the last amount, that 11 minutes, because you can go 11 to 14, but again, we went 11 minutes and that's an hour and 50 minutes.
And that's with how much water in the pan?
That's 4 cups.
About 4 cups. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
because it's gonna evaporate and then create the jus, because the juices are coming down with the onions and that little garlic there and the seasoning. You're gonna have an excellent flavor. And right now I'll show you, this is what we're gonna do. So
Thank
we
you.
got the nice roast out. Everybody can see that? Look how beautiful that looks. Okay, so from there, we're gonna take the roast out. Okay, right there. I'll show you the roast. Then we have the onions, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna strain it. So everybody say strain. Okay, so let's put it right here, and we're gonna put it right out. We can save the onions and actually put it on our plate, and you can enjoy and eat that also. Why not? Okay, so we heat it up right here. So while that's heating up, we'll show you the rib. So again, this beautiful rib. Okay, we have it here. So we'll get our knife You can use a fork, or if you have a larger fork, for us right here. So what we want to do is we're going to come down. We're going to slice it right down. My gosh, look how beautiful. Wait, are we ready? Are we ready? I think we're ready, right? Okay. So right there, look how beautiful that is. Can you see that color? Huh? So real quick, this end piece, I just want to, I'll plate it right here so we can see it a lot closer. So I'm going to show you the end piece. Okay. And then we're going to cut right down the middle. And this is your king cut prime rib if you were at a restaurant, even at home. And again, I want you to see that. Look how beautiful that is. Okay. So we'll put that right out, right in the middle of that plate, right there. To give you an idea. Look at that.
Chef, did you cook with the fat side down?
No, what it was the fat side is on the top. So all it renders down, all whatever that thin ribeye, thin fat cap, we peeled off, and there's only a thin layer of that fat. So it rendered out. So try look, it'll render it out to like pretty much nothing. And you can see with the ribeye cap and the meat itself, and very little seam fat off this cut. Okay, which looks excellent. Now with the cut from the end cut, which a lot of people love. Dan, you love the end cut. I know we've gone out how many times all over. And this end cut stores more flavor. What it means is like all the seasoning you saw me catch on the ends, the herbs, everything, it all went and it all roasted on the side. So you get more flavor out of that. Okay,
Now that brings me a question from Helen, who's asking about the seasoning. She says she tends to either over season or under season. How can you determine how much seasoning to use?
Again, you don't want to over season. And I mentioned this before. I remember talking about this where we talked about seasoning. When you're seasoning meats, you season it right when you're putting your product in the oven, or if you're going to pan sear with a nice little avocado oil, which can handle heat and is very low calorie. This is excellent to use. Or you can just finish it off on the grill. And I'll show you some of the grill parts, the section that we've done. But we're going to finish up this plating. But I suggest, just again, like you saw me, I drizzle only the outside of it. Underneath, we started first, coated it, just a nice drizzle, flip it, drizzle the top, and then we caught the sides, caught the other sides, and then threw it in the oven. And you've seen the finished product. This is incredible. Just simply wonderful. So now we're going to plate this.
And do you need to let the roast rest?
Yes, and that's what I did. Yeah, I let it rest for about maybe 10 so minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Let it rest so it don't bleed all over the place. If you used to take it out of the oven right away and cut it, you wouldn't have this nice, rare look. It would have bled all away. And all your juices would have came right out.
Yeah. And can you just remind us one more time how long you cooked that for? It was either 425 or 450, and then you cooked it at 325 for how long?
Yeah, again, that was only about, let's put it right here. Let's put it right at the end there. Mm. This is some of the onions. So again, on that, we had done it for 15 minutes and then adjusted the time to 325. So from a high heat, it went down. So it's still gonna hold that temperature, but then little by little, it'll go down and reach to that point after about half an hour or so. So it's cooking at a high heat.
Was the high heat 450 or 425?
It's actually, what did it say? Because some we change it up, but yeah, 450. Great. And then you can go 425 again, depending. But if you want yours to sit in there longer. But again, we went just 11 minutes. Mm-hmm. And look how beautiful it came out. If you want it more medium well, you gotta look at 155. It'll come out a little bit more medium. And then once you let it rest and then you slice it, it's like 160, 165. That's well done.
Oh, okay.
The product would still be beautiful, but you wouldn't have this nice medium rare look,
Mhm.
which a lot of people love. Excuse me if you don't like it like that, but if you like it, you can cook it longer. And again, it's all up to you. You can get a thermometer at any store, and it don't take long, to check your meat at any time. So again, 165, is well done. If you want it medium or so, look at 145, take it out, rest. It'll still be cooking while it's resting. Then it'll hit like 155 or so. This one I took out, it was still like 125. It was like a blood rare.
Oh.
120. And then I let it sit, rest, and then look how beautiful,
Just beautiful.
this
And
looks.
is there any advantage, chef, of roasting a bone-in prime rib?
Yeah, okay, now bone in, it's gonna take a lot longer because you have that bone in connected. And then you're gonna peel off that bone. There's about maybe 9 bones you're gonna peel off that rib, depending how big that rib is. If it's a huge export rib, you're looking at about 8 or 9 ribs. But if it's just a smaller rib like the one we got, it's gonna be maybe about 6 or so ribs. Yeah, that you peel right off, between 5 and 6. So we have a slurry. It's boiling up a little bit. And we're just gonna thicken it up a little. And
Chef, while you're doing that,
creating a sauce for our jus.
sorry,
Okay.
while you're doing that, what part of the meat is good for hot pot?
Part of the meat is good for what? Hot pot. Oh, hot pots. You saw me do the shavings, like I did the rib, the French dip, the end part of the ribeye cap. That's perfect for that. Okay, if you're doing hot pots,
Good to know. Thank you.
those are excellent. And you just soak them and let them cook in its broth, like we did. You'll see with the French dip. So again, here's the jus. We're just gonna put a little right in the front and a little bit right on top. Give an idea. Okay. And then we're gonna get our seasoning. We have our baked potato. And what's nice is with this baked potato, everybody loves a baked potato. So from there, pop it open. Okay. Right there, everybody can see. And we got a little bit of margarine. Okay. So, and what you can do is, you can go and, what we have is some fat-free sour cream, which is excellent. Or you can use yogurt. I've used yogurt in my baked potatoes. They're excellent. So it's all up to you what you want. So what we'll do is we'll just put a little, give a little flare look. It's right there. Okay. And again, this one is only 20 calories per serving, which is excellent. So it's all up to you what you want to do. Again, you're the chef at home. You're the chef at home. Okay. Then we'll finish it off. We got a nice corn medley. So real quick with peppers and herbs. Everybody can see that? Real simple, something you can have at home. Put the peppers right on top. There we go. Put that right here so you can see. Okay, and then we have put a little. We have a creamy horseradish. You can use raw horseradish if you want. Again, horseradish is healthy, it's tasty, it's strong, it's very hot. But if you want to lighten it up, you can add a little yogurt or a little sour cream of the fat-free sour cream. So here, we tried with a little yogurt. Try to look how this consistency. It looks excellent. So again, we're just going to put it on the side. So on the one side, we have the onions, that goes complementary with the ribeye. And again, here, we'll bring it right up so you can see.
Oh, wow.
And
That
then
looks
to finish
fantastic.
it off, yeah, to finish it off, we got some. Oh, right here, okay. These are just like little tasty herbs. You can use chives, you use fresh herbs. Again, right there. There we go. Okay, so can everybody see this?
Oh, my goodness.
It's simple, but fun, tasty. Now I'm going to show you all the other components that I've finished off. All right, but first, what we got to do is, well, here, we're right here. Let's see. Okay, everybody see that ribeye end? All right, it should be super tender where you can get a fork and just, wow, it just peels right off. Right there. So, boom. I know you're here with me tasting that. The herbs is just incredible.
Smell-o-vision, taste-o-vision, and it truly did cut with the
And it
fork.
just
It was amazing.
Yeah. So put it right here. I'll
Great.
show you the rest.
I do have a couple of questions for you, Chef.
Sure, yes.
Deb and Greg want to know, is there a difference of quality of the meat if the roast is from the larger side or the smaller side of the slab?
So again, like you've seen how I broke it down. You want to start off not where the ribeye cap is, but where the opening of the loin, okay? Because what it does is from that 13, 14 rib that's cut open, you go a little bit more down. You got what's called the short loin, and that's connected to this. But if it's taken off, that's where you get your T-bones. You got part of the tenderloin, and you got part of that that strip end. But what's great about the ribeye is, again, there's so many things you can do with it. I like to start with the end where they don't have much of that ribeye cap, and then you work down. So you can peel off the cap, you can play with that, and I'll show you right now. So I'm plating. So here, I marked it on the broiler. If you can see that, plate that up. That's the ribeye cap. So let's put this right here. Okay.
And
then
Chef, I'm
this is-
sorry, just to backpedal a little bit, your au jus,
Yeah.
did you season that at all?
The au jus.
Yes.
The au jus, no, it's all from the flavors of the rib. So
Right.
you don't need to add any more seasoning or flavors, because on your rib, I had fresh herbs. I had the koala leaf seasoning, which is incredible. And that worked out for all of this. And you'll see with the ribeye cap, all I did was season it and mark it on the broiler with the koala leaf seasoning. But with the ribeye, the king cut, you'll see here, so right here, and you finish it off, flip it, so you can see the juices. And that is the king cut. That'll be put right next to there. Okay, we bring this on the side, and then we'll take this off. Then we got a regular cut. And again, here's our regular cut. This one was a garlic steak. So again, flip. You can see this is the finishing touch. And again, you can see the seam fat here. And you got that ribeye cap end. All right. And very little fat on the exterior fat. So again, it's super healthy, super tender. It'll melt in your mouth. Okay, excellent. So this ribeye cap was just with the seasoning of the walla leaf seasoning mix and fresh garlic that was minced both sides and finished off with a little olive oil, the avocado oil, high heat, pan sear both sides lightly. So it's a perfect medium rare. Okay, that's the regular cut right there.
Chef
And I'll
Anne
show-
Marie is just asking, can this meat be purchased from Costco or from Safeway?
Yes, actually,
That you got?
this packaging I got from these two ribs. So one was for the cooking and the other one is for the plating. And you saw me cut and break down that whole corral vac. That is from Sam's Club, yes.
Fantastic. And one last question before I interrupt you again. I'm sorry.
No
What
problem.
about cooking? Esty is wondering about cooking in a convection oven. What temperatures would you recommend?
The convection oven, again, convection ovens cook a lot faster. So I would suggest cutting your cooking time instead of 11 to 14 minutes, where I went 14 minutes because our ovens are pretty fast. You can go as low as, again, like I said, I went the lowest amount, which was 11. It worked out perfect rare, medium rare. But if yours is really strong and everything, I'll go like 9-10 minutes per pound. Okay. And again, ours was 10 pounds. Yeah. It's okay.
Thank you.
So again, let me show you the petite cut real quick. So on this petite cut, this one now, it was just the seasoning. All right. And some herbs. So you might see some herbs. So you see those dark marks right there? That's the herbs in the petite cut. This might be perfect for all of you. But I'm sure once you see the king cut, this one right here, you know, there's a big difference, yeah? But again, you can save them, put them in Ziplocs, mark them, and store them away in the freezer. And you can use them right away. What I also have is, you see with the ribeye cap, I also have a demi. So everybody say demi. Demi-glace is what it is your jus, all right? And then you thicken it up. It turns into like an Espanol. Everybody say Espanol, which means brown sauce. Then from the brown sauce, you will reduce it again. You might add garlic or shallots, or you can just do what we did, add a little wine, and then we're just gonna put a little glaze on top. So from high heat, add a little wine, and you got a little thickener. And again, we're just gonna put a little shine on that. And that's your ribeye cap right there. Okay, which is real nice. And again, that's super tender. So again, you know, tonight, we got a lot of things done with your one corral vac. And then the other corral vac was shown, they're all cooked products. So there's so many fun things you can do. And again, you don't have to make king cut. You can make a number of petite cuts, depending what you want to do and save. Again, it's about saving money and utilizing your dollar, saving money. That's the key right there. And again, eating healthy. Again, all we did was use the walla leaf seasoning, and you can always pick that up right on the site. Give Chef Dan a call. And I love your comments. Keep giving me comments. And again, I'm so proud to do this for all of you. I hope all of you learned a lot tonight. And then again, boom, it's all about you're the chef in the kitchen. You know, you're learning from a chef, me and Chef Dan, but you are the chef at home. And again, you can change up the recipes. You can add in, there's so many things to do. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with these, yeah.
Well, this has just been terrific and we so appreciate it, but we've got a few questions for you.
Yeah, please, I have
First
the
of
time.
all, thank you. So Marianne was one, I'm so hungry, I have to tell you, and we've had a few comments about that too. Just love steak, and these just look amazing, so thank you. So from Marianne, what do you think about using Montreal steak seasoning instead of Uella Leaf Cafe seasoning?
Well, Montreal seasoning is excellent. I really love it. You'd be surprised what's in there. There's also, I believe there's even orange peel. There's some citrus peel in there. I think it's lemon, but they also have the pepper. They have the salt, Hawaiian salt, and they also have a lye inside that too, which is really, really fresh and really safe. So yes, I encourage Montreal seasoning is excellent. You know, but we are a walla leaf cafe.
Oh, I'm going to try some.
You can always use our seasoning, but if you can't,
But
please.
Uala leaf
use
is not
Montreal
available
seasoning.
right now.
Right.
I'm sorry, just want to let you know that Uala leaf seasoning is not available right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought they were. My
I'll
bad.
let you know as soon as it is. So thank you for that. And actually, Jackie was mentioning that she likes to use rock salt, as do I. I like to use the Hawaiian salt.
Yes.
Garlic, stone ground mustard with a little bit of olive oil.
That is
Yeah, there's
excellent. That is fine.
Many
too.
variations, right? Yeah.
Yes, there's so many different variations. Okay, let's talk about Hawaiian salt or rock salt. If you was to put that on your rib and with pepper, and you can do your rib, and then say like we have, right? We have some extra, and you put it in the fridge. Now this extra, you can slice it and finish it on the grill or a barbecue outside. And you can just flash it, cook it to medium rare or medium or well done, whatever you feel that you like. When you do that, that's called paleoing or like golden darkness, yes? And that gives the nice marks and everything. And that flash cooks it. Or if not, you can finish it off in the oven. And again, use your thermometer to get to the temperature that you like. And it's excellent.
Fantastic.
So there's so many things you can do with your leftover rib. Your leftover rib, there's so many possibilities that you can create at home
Right
without
now,
having leftovers,
Corky's mom is just wanting to confirm, did you say that the ribeye cap is pan fried?
The ribeye cap was broiled on the broiler.
Mhm.
So it's marked. Yeah. So it wasn't pan fried.
Okay.
It was cooked on the broiler, or you could say like even on a barbecue. It gave the marks. So it's a dry heat. So no pan searing with that one.
Okay, good to
Same
know.
with the king cut. The king cut was marked and cooked on the broiler. Only the petite cut and the regular cut was seared fast, and the regular cut had the garlic. So it was your garlic steak, fresh garlic that was minced and rubbed all over with the awala leaf seasoning.
So we are being asked, is the seasoning gluten-free, do you know?
The seasoning for awala leaf is gluten-free, yes.
Yes, good to know.
And yes, it is.
Great. And Rochelle would like to know, how would you cook the French dip meat? Would
Okay,
you roast
so
it? Would you fry it? How
that's a
would you do
great question. I'll show you right
Excellent
here. So
question.
what I did was I got the meat, and then that was the last thing I was gonna show. So right here with jus that I put inside, then I have nice whole wheat bread here, healthy, and to make the French dip. And all I did was boil it. So with the au jus, I boiled the meat till tender, till it was cooked right at like medium at 155. So it's super tender. So everybody can see that. Then you can just feather it right on top. Right there. See that? How thin and nice. Look at that. We'll put it right over.
Oh, wow.
Do the same right here. So you can pour a little bit of that juice right on top of that sandwich. And then a little jus. And then we just put it back. And then from we have our thickened jus, right? Just put a little bit just to, and then we have a little container. We're gonna put our dipping. So right here, so we got a sandwich. So one I want to show. Okay, so everybody can see that. So you can see the sandwich, then you have your dipping. So everybody can see that. So again, I hope that answers that question. And this sandwich is really, really tender. The bread is really, really healthy. It's good for you. It's Ono cooking, Hawaiian, Ono style. for
Oh, it
all of
looks
you.
just great.
Yeah,
So,
so
what,
again, everything was
yes.
utilized, you know,
Yes.
with all these different ideas. So again, you're the chef at home. There's so many things you can do with this Krauvac ribeye. And with that Krauvac, again, it's all about saving money. You know, saving money, saving those pennies, and you know, helping your family. And that's the whole idea. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Again, enjoying. I mean, you saw that bite I took. I mean, it was so tender, it just peeled right off with the fork.
Well, that being
Excellent.
said, yeah, I mean, you always hear it's so tender you can cut it with a fork. Well, there it is, everybody. You've seen it with your own eyes. You don't
This
see that
actually
very
for
often.
Easter time, you can make a holiday dinner for home, you know, fun, easy,
Wonderful.
and
No, it looks just great. And what choices too. I'm going to be trying them all. Okay, so I'd like to say thank you very, very much to Chef Dale. This was fantastic, knocked it out of the park, and I'm sure everybody is just salivating right now.
excellent. Well,
I
we're
think
so
I can
happy,
feel it. It's
you know, that all of you are
fantastic.
enjoying it.
So I would like to say thank you to you, and behind the scenes, say thank you to Chef Dan and Alice
Yes.
and Jackie and Jen. You know, it takes a village, as they say, but boy, you're the star of the show today. So thank you so
No,
much for
thank you
that.
so much, and thank you, AARP Hawaii and
Our
in the
pleasure.
nation. This is
Yeah.
incredible, and again, we can't do this without you all. And again, you're the chef at home. I want you to have fun. And again, watch Chef Dan's classes. You're going to learn so much. And again, we're here just to give you guys some insight and save you guys money and
You sure
eat
are.
healthy.
No,
Yeah.
that's great. So thank you. So
Thank you.
finally, I did want to remind everybody on what's happening next. So what do we have to look forward to next week? Oh my goodness, look what we have. So that's going to be our ginger marinated seared ahi with modified teriyaki beurre blanc sauce. Oh my goodness. So we're going to be learning about sauces and marinades, and you can register for this class next week at the usual aarp.org/Hawaii and go to the upcoming events tab. One other thing we wanted to mention to you before you go is this coming Tuesday, which will be March 23rd at 12 o'clock noon, we're going to be doing a COVID-19 vaccine update. Must see event. It's going to be very interesting. You get lots of information. We're also going to have General Hara there. He's going to be updating the state travel plans for us to hear all about as well. I know some people are chomping at the bit to do a bit of traveling, so we hear about that as well. So with that being said, if there's anything from Jackie.
I just want to clarify, people are asking about the cooking calendar. It's aarp.cvent, not event, cvent.com/HI cooking. Or as Bev mentioned, you can sign up for the COVID-19 update or any cooking webinar at aarp.org/HI. I also want to let you know that I'm trying to come up with a scheme for letting those of you who are regulars just tell me through some sort of form that you want me to sign you up for everything in April or everything in May, so that I can just import your information and you don't have to do it every time. So stay tuned for that. And then finally, I did send in the reminder. I sent you a link to a new site that we have started, which will allow you to actually access the past recordings and the past recipes. So if you didn't get them, we're going to be updating those every week so that you can always go back and look up those recipes or watch those recordings. So I have to commend my colleague Charlene for setting that up. So stay tuned. We have a little bit of administrative work to do, but we are trying to make this program more and more convenient for you. Mahalo, everybody.